the light rail stations.
Wow.
So, yep, there have been, other ones, District 17 in downtown, they're going to have me come in a couple of weeks. I think it's October 13th is when they're going to have me come in, do exactly what you said. You're bringing everybody together specifically for this. And so that's a great idea.
Yeah. So, and I could see, though, that this actually could be used as another type of tool. I know this is a little off the topic because certainly we want to talk about how important it is for people of St. Paul in this election, November 8th on Tuesday, to understand how ranked choice voting works for electing city council members. But there are a lot of various city administrator types and politicians who occasionally come across this program. And I can see where this actually could be a tool by which they could engage the citizens of their community, like what St. Anthony did, and say, okay, we want to get the feedback of people with regard to what name for something or what we should do with regard to a particular policy in our community or whatever, and then put it out to their citizens to be able to do this, to get their input and their feedback. And that's particularly, I think, important for cities who aren't charter cities, where their citizens don't have the right of referendum and initiative. I mean, there are a number of cities in the metro area here that are Plan B cities where actually the citizens don't have any opportunity for public input really at all because of the way the city's structured. And this is actually something that those elected officials in that city could use as a way to reach out to the community to say, we want your public opinion, and this is a way that rather than doing referendum, since we can't do referendum because of the way we're structured, we can still get your input as citizens. I like that idea.
Yeah, and this is something that, as Fairvote Minnesota, we're always happy to help with. And we have the website, and I was brought on specifically just for St. Paul, but there's full-time staff there, and anybody who wants to do that, we want to. Fairvote wants to engage people, and we're happy to help with any kind of ideas people have.
Oh my goodness, you've got my wheels running now. Oh boy, that's dangerous. No. So go ahead, and I know you got a little bit more there too of your presentation.
Yeah. Well, it's the last thing we talked about again, but just really explain how the votes are counted. And one of the frequent questions I get asked is if there's not a majority winner on election night, or nobody gets above 50%, excuse me, on the first choice, why does it wait until Monday to start counting? And so this is a question I get asked a lot, and so I went and asked the county, because they're running the election, not me, and they said, we have to wait a few days to certify the results, make sure everything is on the up and up, and then we don't want to start counting on a Friday, because we don't want to potentially expect it to get done in one day, but if something weird happens, you don't want to have it last over the weekend. So they're going to start up Monday and just get it all done in one day. And the process is very open. Public can attend, representatives from the campaigns can attend. If they actually do the hand counting, it's open, just like the recount is open. People will come and go there.
Right, exactly. And of course, keep in mind, there's absentee ballots as well.
Yep.
And for folks in St. Paul who are voting absentee, I mean, obviously they're going to be voting for a school board, the regular method, and then they're going to be voting for city council with the ranked choice voting. So again, those absentee ballots, they are going to be part of this whole process, so it isn't, they're not excluded.
Correct, and there's absentee ballot voting going on now. It recently just started. So that's going on now, and I actually do have on my computer here, I can pull up for you guys, sample ballots, the official sample ballots from so we can use wards 1, 2, and 3, because again, that's where there's multiple candidates.
Oh,
and so
yes.
So we can show everybody.
That would be very interesting, and certainly for our viewers out there, we've had information on this program in the past about the ballot boards who actually are the ones responsible for counting the absentee ballots. And there are certain times during this process that they have to meet to be able to count those absentee ballots and take good care of them, and then I believe that the ballot board then actually meets that night after the polls are closed. So that's probably another reason too why they can't start doing the next round of counting, because they've got the process for the absentee ballots that they have going on as well.
Yep, and Ramsey County has been a great partner working with them to help educate voters. And they're sending an additional they're basically sending a piece of mail with the absentee ballot explaining what ranked voting is.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because on election day, they're staffing an additional election judge at every polling place. Make sure one extra person is there to greet people and give them one last explanation. I'm sure they've talked to me probably or volunteer, seen on the radio, seen this TV, or heard on the radio, seen this TV show, but they're staffing an additional person there, for one last hit, as we use in the campaign term, about it. And so they want to send an additional piece of mail to absentee voters who won't get that same access to a judge.
Wow. Good.
And Ramsey County is sending a piece of mail to every voter in St. Paul before the election. And so my job is to talk to voters face to face, and they're really doing a great job of reaching out people via mail and staffing the polls, making sure everybody knows what's going on.
Right, and I think that's very important to have that citizen outreach going on, so that people are informed, so that they don't become disenfranchised or go, oh, this is way too complicated.
Yep.
I'm not even going to bother, because then that's not what you want, obviously.
Yep, and so the kind of the takeaway message I always give people, if they're kind of not quite sure about the counting method or whatever it is, I say, you don't have to count. The voter's job is incredibly easy. You walk in there, you rank your candidates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. I mean, there's nothing more you have to do. And so, from a voting perspective, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. I think is what the slogan was a couple of years ago, and it really is. It's you put down 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Exactly. Now I know that they did show one of the sample ballots.